What's up, boys? This is the Gypsy. Back at it again. Right now, I changed my name to the Gypsy King, so though I'm not a Gypsy King, obviously, but fuck it, it sounds like there's a nice ring to it, so I'm gonna change it to Gypsy King. For all I give a fuck. Fuck all you motherfuckers. This video is kind of jumped the gun with Canelo versus Bivol, and I said that this was a fake fight because I my stream was so shitty. I gotta blame it on my stream on this one, but I also blame it on myself for even though the decision, obviously I knew Bill was gonna win, but I didn't. I was hoping that they give him the right decision, to give the UD to Bivol, and yes, they were about to rob him and give him a draw. I mean, it only took one round. It's crazy that if Canelo pulled off one round out of his ass, this would have been a draw realistically. But unlike Triple G, who won by one round in the first fight, if you really look at it, it was not by 9-3. It was not by a thing. I rewatched the fight finally, and I got the chance to rewatch it, look at it, examine it, re-examine it, uh, and this is the results I got. I had Bivol winning 9 rounds, and Canelo winning 3 rounds, possibly 4 rounds. The fourth round is a swing round. You could go either way, and that made a difference. And that's why, with Canelo's situation, even with Lara versus Canelo, there was a 1 round difference where Lara actually beat him. But with in Bivol's case, it was more of a so it's 9-3, 2 round difference, 2 to 3 round difference because 6. Let me see, yeah, 3 to 2 round difference. That's the difference, 3 to 2, and so you can make a case he won 9-3, and there's no argument with that shit on my part, or 8-4. Yes, Bivol lost the third round, the fifth round, and the which round was it? The ninth round. Yes, Bivol lost the third, fifth, and ninth. That's the only rounds he lost, and that's because he wasn't active in those rounds. 3, 3, 5, 9. He wasn't active. I think he became. He chose not to throw, I guess, or I mean, I won't say chose not to throw. Is more like Canelo's very good, bro. That's all I gotta say. This was not a fake fight. This was a real fight, and I jumped the gun because I saw this stream. Dude, I saw the stream being kind of slow, and it looked like Bivol was on the ropes and he wasn't moving fast enough or whatever. But when you look at it, the reason why he was on those positions is because Canelo put him there. Canelo's body shots, even though they weren't really landing, they were still stinging and pushing him back to the ropes. And Bivol really didn't have an answer until Canelo had opened himself uh, to these to Bivol countering him. But the third, fifth, and ninth, Bivol didn't do much in either one of those rounds. He was just on the guard and just moving around. That's all he was doing. And the fourth round was a toss-em. The reason being is yes, Bivol outpointed him, but Bivol wasn't busy enough because Canelo was the one, a little more active one, pushing the pace and punching him in the arms, the stomach, anywhere he could. He was doing pushing the pace. Yes, he might have not hurt him, but he was doing pushing it. There was only a few punches, maybe one or two, three punches that Bivol landed, and for maybe not, a little bit more than that, but it was maybe 5, 6, whatever it is. But that was throughout 3 minutes to give to Bivol. That's the only reason why, because scoring blows. Canelo's were not really much scoring. He was barely landing the body. Barely, majority of the punches were landing on the arm. Kind of inactive. Well, a lot of inactivity from Bivol's side on that the fourth round, and I think that was the round that kind of swayed my mind to make me believe that this fight might be fake. But Canelo is a technical genius. Do not this he just met another technical genius. He made another technical style Styles makes fights. He made a style and a guy that's way faster and can outwork him a lot more. Obviously, skill wise, like I compare this fight with Valdez and Stevenson. Yes, it's very similar except for the one factor. Valdez was the less skillful between Stevenson. In this case, these guys were both high level in skill. I might even say that Canelo in certain areas defensively, head movement wise, is better than Bivol. Obviously, he has some crazy dodges, but you don't score fights on dodges. So yeah, you can't score it off of that. So I backtrack my statement. This is not a fake fight, unlike Usyk and AJ, which I did rewatch. And with Triple G's and Canelo's, fights with both of them, the only one, the one that he genuinely won in most people's eyes, the first fight, he won by 1 round, and I watched that fight multiple times. I watched this fight recently, today, I may add, rewatched it because my stream is so bad live. I really didn't watch the whole. I might have caught 9 rounds out of the fucking 12, and slagging and lagging and all that shit. So I didn't really catch every bit of the action in each one of these rounds. So I would say he. So I never had a scorecard at any point, even when I made the fake video crap. I didn't have a scorecard of how many rounds, who won, who lost. You know. So I would say, yeah, 9-3, 8-4. I'm okay with 8-4, and I'm okay with 9-3, not 7-5. The judges, or yeah, they were trying to rob Bevel by one. I would say, um, 8-4, not by 2 rounds. I would say, in a way, if you want to think about it, yeah, they were trying to rob kind of the Bevel by 2 rounds. And that's what makes the difference between some of these Canelo fights with Lara or Triple G. The second fight with Canelo and Triple G, that was not. That was a draw, straight up draw, complete fucking draw. And that fight, and no matter how many times I watched it, it's always a draw. It's you can't. I mean, the only reason why you give it to Canelo is because he's the one pushing the pace, but that's not really a good excuse to give someone the fight because it's not like he was the entire time pushing the pace on him. So I would say it's a draw if it was fair, but these judges usually with Canelo, they in some cases they're outrageous, like the what's that bird bitch name, whatever she is in the first fight, gave 10 rounds to 2 to fucking Canelo. No, those no, but usually he makes the case to make it look legit. He makes 1 or 2 rounds for his side to make it look like he actually won. When it was probably either a draw or he won by he either a draw or he lost by 1 round. Whatever the case may be. Or 2 rounds, whatever. In this case, 3 rounds. And 3 to 2 rounds where. Yeah, when you have to give your hats off to Bibble for an amazing skill, like I know he always had. Um, And this people say this will be the same shit with Beterbiev. No, that he will Beterbiev will back him up to the ropes. No, he won't because Beterbiev is not fast enough like Canelo. Canelo is very fast, and I think his game plan was to break the arm. As you can see, if Bivens, I think his right arm, or his left arm was bruised the fuck up. He was trying to bruise the left arm to break the guard of so or just not make it possible for Bill to be able to punch with that arm. So you're fighting him technically a one-armed man, and that kind of failed. Not kind of failed. It really failed on him. Backfired on him. And I'm really gonna be excited to see the rematch. And don't I think Canelo? I was saying not forget the rematch. You should forget it for a moment there in my mind. I didn't say it in my videos, but like he should probably not challenge Bivol again for the second. But I think it's totally worth it. I think he shouldn't back away from a second fight with Bivol. I think if he changes his game plan, comes up with a better game plan, he does have what it takes to beat Bivol. But also the thing is that Bivol also has what it takes to beat him in the second fight as well. It'd be a really good fight, and I think he shouldn't go down to 168. He should stay at 175 and re-challenge Bivol, and because these two guys are the best in the 175 and even 168 technically, because Bivol can make 168. Bivol is truly Bivol still proved my point that he is the pound for pound number one. He still proved my point that he is the best. And what Canelo did was prove to me that he is, dude, he truly belongs up there. He is. He would have these two guys. Either one of these two guys can beat fucking Beterbiev. Slow footed, strong individual, but he's a slow footed motherfucker. You know what I mean? I like the guy, but he's slow. You know, he's too slow compared to these two. Either one of these two. But Bivol speed is obviously last time my video I said he's 30-40% faster than Canelo. I would say 30%, not 40. 30 to 25% faster than Canelo. Now that I've seen the fight, re-examined it, looked into it, I would go ahead and say he's 30 to 25% faster than Canelo. He's still faster than Canelo, and the problem with Bivol is that he chooses not to. He doesn't move his head. He doesn't do, and it's not a problem. It's actually what works out for him. It's best that way. With Canelo, he can move his head. He can, he does a lot better. You know, what do you say? Special effects. They say. He does the cool. Does the interesting things. A lot of these combinations, certain areas, Bivol didn't land a shot on him, bro. Like he grazed him. You know what I mean? He didn't do shit to him. Like he didn't. It was pretty impressive. I may add from Canelo. It was very impressive. And that's the thing with fucking Triple G versus Canelo. The first fight that people thought, oh, he just murked him 9-3. No, no, no. There was a lot of shots Triple G missed. He made him look. He makes Triple G look stupid, but Triple G still countered back with the jab. His jab was really good, and he made it possible that he uh, won by an extra round because one round. It was a very close fight, the first fight, and he won by one round. But yes, Canelo was on his back foot because Canelo was worried about the power. He was worried his stamina wasn't great. And one more thing, his stamina in this fight was phenomenal. Canelo's stamina was great. He wasn't tired. Really, he wasn't. He kind of tired, but because he's throwing heavy punches. But his stamina was good. He at no point in time did I see in this fight, after rewatching it, he was like fucking gone, bro. Like he's so tired, he was about to go out. None of that shit. I didn't see none of that kind of stuff um, in this fight. None of it, and neither from Bivol. Yes, there was points where he had his arms up on the ropes. He was probably getting the blood to. He was probably getting the blood to. I don't know. I guess he had sore arms or something like that. Maybe that was the case. Uh, he was trying to get that blood to go back to the arms or something. I don't know, but he would really genuinely he wasn't tired. Maybe he was on his reserves, but he wasn't tired. Tired, if you know what I mean. Like his legs aren't there, nothing's working. No, he wasn't like that. But and him being a vegan, that's bullshit. He's not a vegan. The motherfucker ain't a vegan. Okay, he's on roids. I don't know about Bivol, but he's definitely on roids. This motherfucker is. Probably Bivol might be on roids too. If I give a fuck, I don't know. But we all know Canelo's on roids, and he claims he's a vegan, so he can justify the case that he's not taking roids, and he's just vegan, and that's why his stamina is the way it is. His stamina has improved since the second Triple G fight, unlike none other. So there was no issue of stamina. This was a issue of technicality. It was a competitive fight, uh, but the aspect of it that made it non-competitive in certain areas uh, was because he came. There was areas where uh, Canelo couldn't. uh, not necessarily couldn't break the guard. He couldn't time the guy the way he wanted to time him. You know, in different circumstances, maybe if he came with a better game plan, he probably would have. You know, what I mean, he probably would have timed him better. He probably would have. That's why the second fight's more interesting. You know, what I mean, he probably would have got him, and it would have been a more closer fight, more of a 50-50 fight. You know, but realistically, no, I did not. He couldn't. He didn't get it because of the speed factor, man. I told you, speed is the key in this fight, and speed. Bivol was fast enough to react in time to disrupt anything that Canelo threw at him, and Canelo was also fast enough to defend. Uh, and in no part in time, Canelo was hurt in this fight to the point where he would have gotten knocked out. I was completely wrong about that one because when you watch a fight in slow mo, shitty ass stream, that's what happens. You get different interpretations of the fight. That's why you don't watch the fight in slow mo, bro. You don't do that, and that's why some people have conspiracy theories of thinking fights are fake. Uh, this fight was definitely not fake. This fight was a legit fight, and the more skillful boxer, Dimitri Bivol, um, wanted either 9-3 or 8-4, whichever way you want to call it. I think if Canelo was a little more aggressive, he might have made this fight a legitimately close fight where it was a draw, a legitimate draw, not a bullshit draw like uh, the first fight with Triple G, but a legitimate draw. But he he didn't think he just couldn't have. He might say that he thought he was up in the cards and all that stuff, but he just didn't. He knows damn well that's not the case. He just was technically outsmarted in this fight. I wouldn't. I was saying speed played a factor. Yes, it did, but it was the technical aspect that made Bivol beat Canelo. The biggest reason why Canelo got defeated yesterday was because of the technical aspect, the timing factor. I told you timing is where skill is matters. Speed. That's where the speed and skill separate from each other. You know what I mean? And the timing factor was the main reasons. The skill factor, I just say, forget. Uh, let's not get too detailed. Timing factor was the reason why. I mean, the skill factor was the reason why that he was outsmarted um, technically. Canelo, that is, he was outsmarted by Bivol, and that's why he lost the fight in many people's eyes. And I mean, I said he was gonna beat him up, but um, I said he was gonna beat him and make him look, mediocre and all that kind of stuff. But realistically, I take my words back. Yes, I know he was gonna beat him, and I was hoping that he gets a decision. But if since he's Russian, and since the politics of boxing, and it's Canelo, a guy that got a draw with Mayweather. You know what I mean? I went with the draw, and I said I hope Khabib gets the decision. I hope he beats him fair and square. I hope not. I hope he beats him. Sorry. I hope he gets the right decision and he's gonna smash him. In a sense, I wouldn't consider this a smash. I said he's gonna beat. I said he's gonna smash him, but this when I re-examine the fight, I don't consider this a smash. I consider this a technical beatdown. It's more. It's not a smash. Smash is you know what fucking Bieterbev did to his last opponent. You know with Brown. That's a smash. This was a technical beatdown. This was a technical uh, masterclass boxing from both the guys. Even though yes, I gave 3 rounds or 4 rounds to either 3 or 4 rounds to Canelo. It's pretty competitive, man. I mean, I would have to say this is a pretty competitive fight. And the second fight will be even more interesting. Bring depends on what both guys bring to the table. You know what I mean? I would still, it's hard if at the second fight out, it's kind of hard not to favor Canelo in a way because of the fact. I'm gonna tell you why. Because how much he can improve when he ends up in situations like that, like the first fight with Triple G, he came out second. Whatever he was doing, he came out even better. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to not favor Canelo in the second fight, bro. I'm not even bullshitting. It's difficult to not favor him. But the thing is, um, the second fight, that is, this one, no. Uh, but that's you can't say that the other way around either because Bivol can just as well as adapt. I've never seen Bivol in a rematch, so he can just as well adapt and come up with different game plans himself. But um, I think he kind of got into Canelo's head. I think he kind of mentally broke Canelo in this fight, even though um, like everything I threw at this guy, nothing worked. So I think he has a mental edge over Canelo, and I think based off of that and of the different game plan, I'm gonna go Bivol again, and I'm gonna go Bivol. Uh, you know, shit. Maybe the second one might be a draw, like a legitimate draw. You know what I mean? It might be, um, but it's hard to say. I'll, you know, Now I'm gonna go with Bivol unanimous decision, uh, legitimately this time because I think uh, Bivol has a little more of an edge in with the judges, and he might sway him in his favor. Uh, you know, I could see that happening. Um, Even though it's similar to the Triple G versus Canelo second fight. Uh, the commentators kind of maybe not the commentators, the judges what matters, even though, yeah, they gave it I don't forgot the scorecards. I think they won by 1 round. And that's how usually kind of what shit is with the judges. I don't know, maybe, he has the edge. Maybe he has the edge. Maybe Bill has the edge in this second one. He might have the edge. Not maybe, for sure. I think he might have the edge. It If he didn't have no edge in this one, his second one, he's gonna have some kind of edge. Some kind of edge. I won't say the edge. I would say some kind of edge in the second fight. I think there would be a second fight. I think he shouldn't fucking back away. Canelo ain't backing away. I don't think he will. After rewatching the fight, I don't think he's gonna back away for the second fight. I mean, and I think I will favor Bivol, but this time I will favor Bivol by unanimous decision, and I expect Bivol to do a better performance. I mean, this was not a great performance from Bivol. Um, he got quite hit a lot, even though on the body. He got hit a lot on the arms and stuff, even though those are not scoring blows. He still got hit, and those are shots that were needless, and he could have countered off of that. I think that's the next thing that you're gonna experience from the second fight. So I still favor Bivol because of the speed factor, bro. I'm just gonna feel. I'm still going with Bivol, and this time I would say UD. I would say I'm not saying knockout second fight. No way. I still would say UD in the second fight. That would be my pick. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about this fight, man. I jumped the gun and I said it was a fake fight because I've been watching a lot of people that I shouldn't be watching. I just say that much, and they kind of sway my mind about Canelo's fights. And the reality is, Canelo's fights are all real, and uh, don't believe the bullshit. And even though I knew that his past fights were not fake, I kind of, I don't know, for some reason when I saw certain things on the stream, slow stream, I automatically assumed this was a fake fight. But this was not a fake fight. This was a real fight, and it was a very technical fight. And Bivol edged it out. Not edged it out. He made it happen. He technically beat him. Technically beat him. I would say technically edged it out is more like it, and that's why he won 9-3 or 8-4. Or else, that's why it's a competitive fight. 8-4 is still a competitive fight, 8-4. Even though, whatever you might say, it's still a competitive fight. As the way I see it, it's competitive. Yeah. But, 9-3 is also an acceptable result, you know. What one, yeah. Anyways, uh, this is the Gypsy. I'm out, and it was Gypsy King now. Deuces, and there will be more upsets to come. Devin Haney, you're next, bro. Cambosis is taking your ass out. I wish I could bet on that fight. I know for sure, but for some reason I want to bet on that fight. I said I'm not gonna. I don't feel like betting on fights anymore, but maybe that one is the one to do. Maybe that one is the one to do, and I just let it go, and I won't bet on the rest of the fights out there. I haven't bet for a long ass time, even though I've picked decisions to be right. I think it's about that time to do one, at least one. You know, get my tip my feet in the water. You know, get a little cold chill. Anyways, see you guys. It's been nice educating y'all. Bye bye.